Canada putting a hold on Tesla in its EV rebate program. Canada's transport minister says Reuters, they say no rebate payments will be made, at least for the time being. So,
Transport Canada is freezing rebate payments for Tesla until each claim is individually investigated.
The world has grown used to seeing Tesla as a brand of the future, a symbol of progress, technological superiority, and boldness that shapes a new world. But what is happening today turns that image completely upside down. Has the giant been stopped? Why is the largest country in North America blocking the future of electric vehicles? Friends, you're on my channel, and today I will tell you not just about the conflict between Tesla and Canada. This is a clash of interests, capital, ideologies, and national pride. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, the Prime Minister of Canada, all of them have become pieces on a massive chessboard, where every pawn represents millions of dollars and the fate of an entire industry. So, what happened? Canada's Ministry of Transport is freezing payments under the Electric Vehicle Incentive Program for Tesla, including already approved applications. That means Tesla is not only losing new subsidies, but could also be required to return hundreds of millions of dollars. This decision came as a real shock, and not just a business move, but part of a geopolitical response to actions taken by Donald Trump's administration. Recently, Trump announced the introduction of permanent 25% tariffs on Canadian automobiles, calling it a step to protect American manufacturers. Canada's response was swift. Prime Minister Mark Carney not only condemned it as a direct attack on Canadian workers, but also called an emergency cabinet meeting to deliver a symmetrical response. One of the first targets of that response was Tesla. Why Tesla specifically? Why not GM, not Ford, not others? The answer lies in politics and numbers. Tesla is not just an American company. It is the largest recipient of Canadian subsidies under the Electric Vehicle Incentive Program. Since 2019, Tesla has received more than $713 million Canadian dollars. That is money from Canadian taxpayers. But the story doesn't end there. The Canadian government suspects the company of manipulating prices to qualify for subsidies. Specifically, in 2019, Tesla created the so-called compliance version of the Model 3 with a price set $1 below the subsidy threshold, $44,999. This vehicle had an extremely limited driving range and was virtually never advertised, never sold in mass volumes, and was used solely as a tool to bypass the system. Now pay attention. In March 2025, Tesla submitted a subsidy application for $43 million in just 1 week. Moreover, at only 4 car dealerships, a total of 8,753 vehicles were recorded as sold. That equates to one sale every 30 seconds, a figure that raises serious doubts even among the dealers themselves. The Canadian Automobile Dealers Association stated that such numbers cannot be explained by any market conditions. Transport Minister Chrystia Freeland initiated an investigation, and all payments have been completely frozen. But let's take a broader look at this situation. This isn't just a dispute about money. This is a new phase of the global trade war, where the main players are the United States, Canada, Europe, and China. Tesla has found itself at the center of this storm and may no longer control the wind. Elon Musk is a complex figure. His open support for Donald Trump, his role as a government advisor, and his political commentary on parties in Germany and the United Kingdom, all of this irritates many governments. In Europe, Tesla is already losing market share. In January and February of 2025, sales in the EU dropped by 47.1%. and market share fell from 2.5% to 1.4%. This is a catastrophe for a brand that, just a couple of years ago, was considered dominant. In the United States, the situation is also unstable. According to Cox Automotive, in January of 2025, sales dropped by 11%, and the Model 3 and Model S are losing popularity. The Model X lost 31% of its sales. What remains? Only the Cybertruck and Model Y are showing stable numbers. But even that may not be enough. Why? Competitors from China, BYD, XPeng, and NIO are already looming on the horizon. Their cars are cheaper, the design is more modern, and their technology is aggressively advancing. Tesla is no longer exclusive. Electric vehicles are becoming a mass product, and mass competition kills profit margins. Now the question is, can Tesla adapt? Right now, the company can take 3 paths to sue Canada using WTO norms and free trade agreements. However, this is a long road with no guarantee of success. To lower prices in order to compete with China. This could hurt profits. To focus on the premium segment and abandon the race for mass production. But all 3 paths require new strategies and new alliances, and that is not yet visible. Meanwhile, in Canada, the protests are already going beyond economic debates. In March, at a Tesla dealership in Ontario, more than 80 cars were vandalized. Tires were slashed, and car bodies scratched. In Montreal, the building was splashed with paint. People are not protesting against electric cars. They are protesting against Tesla as a symbol of political bias and arrogance. This is more than just a local conflict. This is a reputational crisis. Meanwhile, world leaders are beginning to sound the alarm. President of Brazil, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, stated, "Free trade is under threat. American protectionism is destroying the foundations of global cooperation." President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, also expressed concern. "We will protect European business and European consumers. The United States must understand that tariff escalation hurts everyone." Head of the German Association of the Automotive Industry, Hildegard Müller, added, "This is a blow not only to companies, but to every point in the global supply chain. All this is not just a dispute between a company and a state. It is a mirror reflecting the major processes of the 21st century. Geoeconomic conflicts, the transition from globalism to protectionism, the struggle for technological leadership. Tesla has found itself on the front line of this battle. Will it survive? Or are we witnessing the collapse of a symbol of the future? For now, stocks are falling, the market is shifting, and reputational risks are multiplying. But Musk is not giving up. What will his next move be? Will he shift production to China, find allies in Europe, or reconsider his relationship with Canada and start from scratch? We are monitoring the situation. And you? Stay tuned with us. Write in the comments what you think. Is this the end of the Tesla era or just a painful turn toward a new phase?